Hello. I don't plan on going with this light through my whole video, but I did want to show you my pink lighting. I also have blue lighting, which is working as like black light, making things glow. And I have some strips pink. It can go any color, but I'm going with pink. Let me see if I just fold this down. See, it's around my whole table. To me, it looks white, but it's actually pink and makes everything else look pink. My hair is actually pink. Um, but I was going for a kind of sci fi um, slash fairy ambiance. And I think it's working out really cool. I really like it in here at night, just chilling. So, um, there's a positive in things you can do in your environment to make you feel, to help affect your mood, to make you feel uplifted or more grounded, whatever you're looking for. I was looking for mood mood lifting, and I'll talk about that. I'm gonna pause and turn all the pink off and go back to regular lighting here. Okay, there we go again. Um, so this it was a kit I got from Walmart that cost $20 and had a bulb in it, and it had the strip, 6-foot strip in it, and the strip plugs into a USB port, and it actually comes with a remote, and you can have like different pulsating things. And actually it really, this was, it was on the box for pink, but I can actually just dial in any color I want. um, and it was really easy to use, and it was fun. It's it really really like it. It's really nice. Um, let's see. I was going to also, I know in my last, let me get closer to my microphone. In my last video, I talked about my sister who died in a car accident, car crash. It, I mean, it wasn't really an accident. I don't remember if I mentioned that it was a drunk driver with previous convictions. And not to take away from that, I'm talking to you about bipolar disorder and anxiety disorders, so I'm going with that. On that note, I already had anxiety about driving. It's worse as a passenger because I never feel like the person driving is paying close enough attention. Um, and it just causes me to have panic attacks, and not just anxiety. And I have had to pull over with the tunnel vision and the shaking and the sweating and the shortness of breath, the whole 9 yards. Um, well, and now I have this fear, of course, that you can be following all the rules and somebody else decides not to. And you're just going about your life, doing something doing good things and on your way home and everything's in order, but somebody else is not. And they can affect your life in a major way. But you can't go through life based on that fact, because that is not living. So, but it's still a shock. I'm still shocked by it. Like, how could that, how? Anyway, so I'm still dealing with that. But there's a lot of positives about people supporting each other, and the idea that she would not have wanted people to be sad. She was a very happy person, and so try to take away the positive thoughts and leave the negative. Tomorrow I'm starting a new dog training gig. I am training a like 5-month-old Chow Chow. This should be interesting because the woman admits that she already has had in the past with her other chows issues with consistency, and that's like the cornerstone of success, if it's going to be, training is going to be successful or not. I am very anxious about it, despite the fact that I've done it before. I know what I'm doing. And it's that anticipatory anxiety, social anxiety, performance anxiety. But I can legit say, if you can't hear me, I have a voice issue and a hand issue with a tremor. That's a neurological thing. So if you can't hear me, just let me know so I can speak up. And then she won't think my hands shaking are me being nervous. What it would be is that it is a fact that if you have that tremor, if you're anxious, it will sort of perpetuate the tremors. So, but I have been in situations before where I didn't know why my hands were shaking because I didn't feel anxious, and it turns out it had to do with that tremor. I am on a new medication for the tremor, and it has helped quite a bit. It is called Primidone, and it is an anti-seizure medication, and it's like really hot in this room. I believe it's a barbiturate. I keep looking it up and forgetting what I read. So I take it at bedtime, and I take it in the morning, but I take it really early in the morning because I fall back asleep. It makes me kind of drowsy. Just enough to fall asleep for another couple of hours, and then I wake up and I'm wide awake and ready for the day. I don't feel doped up or dragging or from it. Um, I'm slowly increasing the amount. I kind of don't want to take more in the morning. I'm supposed to go up on Friday because then it might make me drowsier. And I'm getting good effects on the 1.5. I have to decide. I have an appointment with the neurologist again in about 3 months. But it has really helped quite a bit. I can type really fast again now. And it also seems to have improved some of the medication, Seroquel, induced movement disorder, the more jerky things, like my mouse would just suddenly jerk off and I would jerk off. Sorry. I didn't mean that. And I would squeeze the mouse. So I was like clicking on stuff left and right that I didn't want. It was so frustrating. And I couldn't drink out of certain cups, and my chin would, it was just, but it's helped with those things too. So I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with it. Back to my hobbies that require fine motor skills. I do know that if I use a muscle group a lot, like if I do a lot of sanding, and so I'm using these, my biceps and stuff, and then if I try then to go to fine motor, I might have problems. So I just have to be strategic. But in everyday living, very much improved. And that has improved my mood quite a bit because I was just so worried. I am the worst case scenario type person. When I get news and say a doctor tells me it could be oh wait, medication alarms going off. Just a minute. Okay. So, let's see. That's improved. The next thing that has improved is I do have temporary crowns on my teeth, and I'm going next week to have the permanent ones on. So I'm less concerned about that. There are other things I need to do in the dental situation. But those were the important things because those teeth could have broken off at any time. And okay, so that's not weighing on my mind anymore, and I used my stimulus monies to help pay for it, so I'm feeling less of a burden monetarily. I got a new wand. So I am about to get to the topic of this video. I did want to talk about first about I would like to do 2 videos that will take research and I would like them to be nice, kind of like the ones I did of my brother. One on the history of bipolar disorder, you know, its origins and what it was first called and what they thought it was, you know, way back when, and you know, when lithium came on the scene and change things. It's going to. I've read all that stuff before, but it's been so long, it's going to take me some research. Um, I also am wanting to do a video about people, well known people, or people that are not like famous people, not necessarily famous people, but I want to take like a person from different aspects of the world that have bipolar disorder and talk about, like, have us maybe 4 or 5, and one definitely will be Virginia Woolf because that's my girl. Um, but not just your typical, Van Gogh, and who you really don't know what was going on with him. I hear, oh, he had bipolar. No, he had schizophrenia. I don't think we know. So I want to do people we know, and from not just like art, maybe someone in business and art, and different aspects, pull and see what they have said. People that we know have it, they have said they have it, they're open about it, and are and have spoken in their own words about it. That's kind of who I would want to go for. Most people, if you're out there, not us folks, I mean, you're not going to sit there and go through a bunch of stuff with a reporter, but I mean, some people have. Carrie Fisher, she talked about her bipolar disorder quite a bit, so that I'm having in mind. What I want to talk about the rest of this video is this normal mood or bipolar mood? This is what I mean. This is what I'm going through, and this is why I'm confused. I'm 50 years old. I was diagnosed in my mid-20s, mid to late 20s, but I had symptoms. I was misdiagnosed before that. So over the years, the pattern has changed, and most recently, I would have about 4 to 5 days of intense creativity, motivation, just full of ideas, just very busy, very productive. And I mean, that kind of matches with hypomania, but I don't know. So, and then I would follow with like 7 days of bad depression. Rinse and repeat. So that has been my most recent pattern. when I started taking this medication for my tremor, I noticed that I still felt like I had energy, not excessive energy, but energy and motivation and to do things and go for a walk and do things, but I didn't feel creative at all. Just I mean everything was there in place except for creativity. Just like, it just would come to me before, and now I'm confused. Is this what I'm actually like? Is this the real me? And what I was experiencing for so long? Hypomania. And I just hadn't experienced normal long enough to recognize the difference. I'm really confused. I wake up and I'm not dragging. I sleep well. Everything is there except the creativity. I had a little spark. I had a little spark in Walmart. I hadn't been in a store for a long time. Maybe that was it, and I was overloaded, and it triggered a little hypomania. I mean, we can still be excited and creative and not be I mean, just because we feel energized and creative doesn't mean we should automatically say we're hypomanic. I was in the store getting the usual things I get, and I first came upon the light kit and I had been trying to create a pink lighted room or a different color lighted room for a while, and wasn't having much luck with stuff I got online, and I saw this little kit, and that just like made me really excited. And I would, and they have this like little image on the cover of the box, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. I want that. So I probably shouldn't have spent the $20 on that, but I did. And then I turned the corner. I was walking out of electronics into the craft area. Now, my idea is that if I were hypomanic, I would have been grabbing everything off the shelves that, sparked. But I saw one thing, that it was an arrangement of fake leaves and anyway, I was like, that will look totally awesome on a broom. I have to get that. Because I do have a broomstick waiting to be decorated with whatever I decided to put on it. It's just sitting here waiting. And I saw other ones too, and I really like that one especially, so I got that one, and I didn't buy the others, even though they were interesting. I decided, well, I'll just do this one, because I already have two in the works. I'll just get this one. I'm not going to have to buy anything new to make it besides this item. So I'm beginning to think that this medication I've been taking for my tremors is having an effect on my mood. I would have to say I very much enjoy being creative and feeling creative, inspired and motivated, but there's a lot of for me, there's a lot of restlessness that goes with it. The flight of ideas, racing thoughts. And I can make some things that I think are, just really nice. But, I have more, when I have anxiety, it seems more when I'm up because I'm already amped. And the less effective non-medication measures become, so I'm like, I probably should appreciate this medication if it is in fact putting me where I should be. At the same time, there's that bit that I miss. I don't enjoy the depression that follows. So I think that I would be okay with taking the medication and having it help my tremor and having the occasional burst of creativity with, sans agitation, restlessness, insomnia. We'll see how long it lasts. I have to see what my mood does over a longer period of time while I'm on this. It's been interesting. I don't feel, even though it's a barbiturate, I'm thinking maybe it's not a very high dose that I'm on. Only the first dose that I took, which was just like a half a tablet. I don't know how many milligrams though. But the one first dose made me feel a little high. And I did get a buzz off of it. Little hazy, little goofy. But after that, I can't even tell that I'm taking it. I can drive, and that's why I don't want to go up another one, because then I'm afraid I'm going to cross that line and I won't be able to drive. And I already spent a good period of time, long time ago, not being able to drive myself anywhere because of my memory issues and anxiety issues. My mom would have to drive me everywhere. That sucks. So I am going to just see what happens. I talked to my psych nurse practitioner on the 10th, so I get to tell her about all the lovely things that have happened in my life. So, and I'm so glad that it's helped with. I can't tell you how glad I am that it's helped with the jerky movements from the Seroquel, because I have seen some really bad cases of tardive dyskinesia, and like I said, I'm a worst. I always think I'm in the worst case scenario, that I'm like, tomorrow I'm gonna be like that. I might have that later, who knows, but I think I need to. I worry so much about the future. It's like, just focus on today. There's nothing you can do. You can, what is it? You can plan for the future. But, yeah, worrying does nothing. But it's very difficult. So, wish me luck at my dog training visit. The visit itself is 45 minutes to an hour every Thursday. Oh, I think there was something else I wanted to talk about. I'll save that for another day. It's about anxiety. I'm not feeling particularly anxious right now, so I couldn't really put my heart into it. I think I'm getting sleepy, so I am going to go to bed. If you like my video, please give me a like, subscribe. If you want to join a community, please do, because I'm lonely being the only person there, and it's actually really easy and really cool. Thank you.